The wisdom of Nana. Life lessons from my 95-year-old roommate. When my lease ended suddenly and the housing market looked bleaker than my dating prospects, I did what any self-respecting 30-year-old would do. I moved in with my grandmother. Not just any grandmother, but 95-year-old Nana Rose. A woman who survived the Great Depression, 2 world wars, and still insists that the internet is just a fad. Lesson 1. Technology is suspicious. Nana doesn't trust anything that doesn't have at least 50 years of market testing. The first week I moved in, I caught her covering my Google Home with a dishcloth. "Nana, what are you doing?" "It's listening," she whispered, eyeing it suspiciously. "That's kind of the point, Nana." "Well, I don't need the government hearing about my bunions." I tried, explaining that Google wasn't the government, but she just mumbled something about Big Brother and continued her knitting. The same woman who refuses to use a smartphone somehow believes that the CIA is deeply invested in her foot problems. Lesson 2. Nothing goes to waste. My generation might think we invented sustainability, but Nana has been zero waste since before it was Instagram worthy. One morning I watched in horror as she washed and hung up a piece of aluminum foil to dry. "Nana, I can buy more foil. It's like $3. $3, she gasped. In my day, $3 could feed a family for a week. I've now learned that in her day, everything cost either a nickel or $3. There is no in-between. Also, every plastic container that has ever entered her home since 1972 still lives in a cabinet she calls the Tupperware Cemetery. Lesson 3. Food is medicine. According to Nana, every ailment can be cured with either chicken soup, prune juice, or an ungodly concoction she refers to as her special tea. When I caught a cold, she appeared in my doorway at 6 a.m. holding a steaming mug that smelled like someone had boiled gym socks with licorice. "Drink," she commanded. "What's in it? Don't ask questions. Just drink." 6 hours later, my cold was gone, along with, I suspect, a layer of my esophagus. Lesson 4. Dating advice from another century. Nana is deeply concerned about my single status. Her advice, however, seems pulled from a 1950s etiquette manual. "You need to learn to make a proper pot roast," she told me while we watched The Bachelor. "No man wants a wife who can't cook." "Nana, I have a PhD. Can you cook it for dinner?" She also frequently reminds me that she was married with 3 children by my age, conveniently forgetting that people in her generation got married approximately 20 minutes after meeting each other. Lesson 5. Early to bed, early to judge. Nana's day begins at 5 a.m. sharp. By the time I stumble downstairs at 8, she has cleaned the kitchen, read the newspaper, judged the neighbor's landscaping choices, and called at least 2 friends to discuss said judging. "Mrs. Peterson's roses look terrible this year," she announced as I pour my coffee. "Maybe she's been busy, too busy for proper mulching." I think not. The woman who claims her eyes are too weak to read medicine bottles can somehow spot a poorly pruned hydrangea from 50 yards away. Lesson 6. The art of subtle criticism. Nana has elevated passive-aggressive comments to an art form. She never directly criticizes, she just asks innocent questions loaded with judgment. After I ordered takeout, "Oh, you're not cooking tonight? How? ... Convenient. When I wore ripped jeans, did you fall down? Should we sew those?" After I binge-watched Netflix. When I was your age, I had hobbies that produced actual things. Lesson 7. Weather prediction. Before Doppler radar, Nana doesn't need meteorologists. Her joints tell her everything she needs to know. "Going to rain tomorrow," she announced, rubbing her left knee. "The weather app says it'll be sunny." My knee hasn't been wrong yet, and somehow, it never is. I'm living with a human barometer who can predict thunderstorms with her elbow, but I not remember where she put her glasses. The real lessons, but beneath the quirks and the generational gaps, living with Nana has taught me things I couldn't learn elsewhere. Resilience isn't talked about, it's lived. This woman has outlived her husband, most of her friends, and all expectations for her generation, yet still laughs daily. Consistency matters. She's made the bed every morning for 80 years without fail. A small act of order in a chaotic world. Connection is essential. Despite our differences, she makes time for our tea and complain sessions every afternoon, where we discuss everything from politics to reality TV. And most importantly, it's never too late to adapt. Yes, she still covers my smart speaker with a cloth, but last week I caught her asking it for the weather forecast. Progress, one small step at a time. So while I came here thinking I was doing her a favor, it turns out that living with my 95-year-old grandmother might be the best life education I never knew I needed, even if it comes with a side of prune juice. Last night, I found Nana attempting to take a selfie with my phone. "What are you doing?" I asked. "That YouTube thing you're always talking about," she said. "If a 95-year-old can get what you call views, maybe you'll finally make enough money to move out and find a spouse." Nana's unfiltered life advice. Because if you can't beat her wisdom, you might as well put it on the internet. Thanks for watching.